Welcome to Korean Cinema Channel. Today I would like to send you the following news. A star falls, and hearts shatter. Yu Menglong's tragic end last September, the world seemed to tilt. Yu Menglong, that radiant boy next door who lit up screens as Baijan in Eternal Love, was gone. At 37, he was the epitome of warmth, those gentle eyes, that Xinjiang-bred sincerity, a sunshine boy who pulled friends from despair and charmed millions. Then, like a thunderclap, news broke. He'd plummeted from a fifth-floor apartment in Beijing's Chaoyang district on September 11, 2025. The shock was visceral, a bucket of ice water dousing every fan's heart. How could someone so vibrant, so alive, just vanish into the night? The details cut deeper. A friendly dinner stretched to 2 a.m., Yu locking himself in a bedroom, only for a muffled crash to echo at 5:42 a.m. Neighbors found him, head first on the pavement, 2 borrowed Rolexes tucked in his pocket, a haunting detail amid the chaos. Police called it a suicide, no foul play, no autopsy, body cremated in a blink. CCTV? Blank. His family's pleas for answers? Muted, reportedly under watch. Yet the internet roared, justice for Yu Menglong trended, with fans and insiders peeling back layers of rot. Whispers of a 3-year blacklist for rejecting a powerful figure's advances, leaked audios of screams, names like director Fang Li and screenwriter Jig Wong tangled in the mess. Posts vanished, accounts silenced, but the truth bled through. This wasn't a fall, it was a push by an industry that chews up its brightest Yu's warmth. His roles in The Legend of the White Snake and Wind Rises in the Desert promised a golden era. Instead, he's a ghost in a machine that thrives on betrayal. The ache lingers, thumbs brushing screens, sobbing. He deserved better. This industry, a glittering trap, snuffed out his light, leaving us clutching memories of a boy too pure for its shadows. If even Yu Menglong couldn't escape, who can? The swift seal, studio's statement and the lingering doubts in Yu Menglong's fall. At first, the studio's announcement landed like a scripted epilogue, too neat, too soon. Hours after the muffled thud in Beijing's Chaoyang district on September 11, 2025, as dawn barely broke, Yu Menglong's team dropped the hammer on Weibo. With unbearable sorrow, we inform everyone that our beloved Menglong fell to his death today. Police investigations have ruled out any criminal suspicion. May the departed rest in peace, and the living stay strong. Fans, still reeling from the hot search frenzy, scrolled in stunned silence. A normal fall, no foul play? At 5:42 a.m., when neighbors first whispered of the body crumpled below the 5th-floor window, how could authorities wrap it up by evening? Autopsy bypassed, CCTV mysteriously blank, family pleas stifled under reported surveillance? Most hearts etched a giant question mark. How's it all crystal clear by first light? Echoed across X and Weibo, where justice for Yu Menglong surged like a digital requiem. The timeline screamed cover up. Yu, that gentle Xinjiang soul who'd lit up Eternal Love in The Legend of the White Snake, dined with friends till 2 a.m., locked a door, then, nothing but Rolexes in his pocket and a pried-open screen. No suicide note for his devoted single mom, no traces of the 6 guests' phones probed, whispers of drugged haze and blacklisted grudges buried under no crime seals. Netizens dissected it. Why rush cremation? Why gag co-stars like Dilrabadilmuradam tributes? Leaks pinned names, director Fang Li, Academy head Ching King Song, to a web of favors rejected, assaults veiled as parties. This wasn't closure, it was a curtain drop on a tragedy mid-act. Yu's 3-year vanishing acts from 2020 to 2023? No coincidence, insiders claimed, tied to spurning a tycoon's advances, echoing the hidden rules that Wang Jing's rants just eviscerated. His final drama, feud, pulled like a bad joke. Fans from Urumqi to global streams mourned a 37-year-old prime eclipsed by shadows. The ache? Profound, a sunshine boy, twice a hero to suicidal friends, reduced to ruled out in 6 frantic hours. If Dawn's verdict feels rigged, it's because the industry's black hole devours light before it questions the script. How long till the real unspools? Everyone knows that investigating a case cannot be completed in one day. Autopsy, checking surveillance, questioning witnesses, all of these will take time. Everyone knows that a lot of surveillance videos have to be checked to see what he did before and after, and whether there is anything suspicious. Such a process, not to mention the autopsy, requires professionals to check carefully to confirm whether it is the direct cause of the fall. But you see, the official just issued a statement after speaking. Someone also broke the news that on the night of the incident, Yu Menglong had dinner with director Ching King Song and others. It was quite lively at that time. But King Song actually said, I don't know him at all, and I even called the police. How can I put it? Things like this are really one mystery after another, like a puzzle. There are many different opinions, and the more you look at it, the more confusing it becomes. You know, the revelations on the internet are so varied that people don't know which one to believe. Some people say that before Yu Menglong fell from the building, he had a meal with several people and took some photos at the scene. Some people also broke the news that the 2 Rolexes in his pocket also made people feel weird. It seemed as if they had been prepared before his death. What's even more ridiculous is that King Song said as soon as he came out. He called the police and even produced the conversation record with Hae-in, but until now, there has been no follow-up. Instead, someone found out that the red color on his hair was sprayed on later. This reminds me of the incident with actress Ren Jiao a few years ago. At that time, there was also a sudden news of her accidental fall from the building. Later, it was found that Ren Jiao was still living in a hotel with Yang Zuin at the time, but she died in the bushes downstairs the next day. The cause of death was also said to be accidental fall from the building after drinking too much. However, if people drink too much, they will jump naked from the building. Everyone is not just joining in the fun, they really want to find out what is going on behind the scenes. Celebrities usually look glamorous, but everyone knows that they are actually ordinary people behind the scenes. Once something happens, the investigation process is unclear, and the conclusion is so fast. If you say there is something fishy, how could it be closed so quickly? It is unreasonable. Everyone knows that the public opinion is getting bigger and bigger, and the truth depends on who reveals it at the beginning of this incident. Although Yu Menglong's studio said it's okay, it was a normal fall from the building, and criminal suspicion has been ruled out, some platforms kept deleting posts and pictures in an attempt to calm the storm, but netizens still he gritted his teeth and withstood the pressure. Some netizens even believed some messy rumors, saying that Yu Menglong fell accidentally after being forced to drink and controlled. They dared to say anything. You know, although his popularity is not very high, he has a good reputation in the circle. Everyone thinks that he has a humble character and does not fight or compete. They really don't want him to die so suddenly. As the matter got bigger and bigger, the Beijing company called Hae-in could no longer sit still and quickly announced that it had terminated its cooperative relationship with King Song, Aurora and others. This was said in an official way, saying that it was for the company's development and management and it was just a business adjustment. You say, is this obviously to distance themselves from the matter? In fact, everyone knows it in their hearts. Maybe they want to distance themselves from this matter. The most touching thing is that Sundaran appeared. He was the first big boss to stand up in this matter. He said that he once brought Yu Menglong into the circle and trained him from scratch. He didn't charge a penny for a year and a half and watched him grow up like his own son. He felt very sad when he heard the news recently and will definitely investigate it with his fans. Also, participate with him Chen Xiaodong from the variety show also stood up. He questioned why no one at the scene came out to explain the situation. There was not even basic evidence. The voices of these bigwigs were like a ray of light. You know, this reminds me of Jiang Zuping's incident a few years ago. She also said on the internet that someone framed herself and took some unpleasant photos, but she didn't dare to admit it. Later, when the commotion got bigger, she stood up. Once the incident was exposed, everyone was waiting for the follow-up. After all, she was willing to bet her own future to prove her innocence. Recently, Sundaran and others were willing to stand up to help Yu Menglong fight for his innocence. Although they couldn't directly change the outcome of the matter, they at least pushed the topic forward. Not to mention, it's hard to say whether King Song was the mastermind behind the scenes, but his previous incident of harassing male bloggers on social platforms scared many male bloggers so much that they didn't dare to go out and could only broadcast live to report their safety to their fans. What's more heartwarming is Wang's Hae-in, a well-known blogger. He spoke out many times and pointed out some doubts. Despite encountering obstacles, his fans still tried their best to increase the popularity. You know, the more people there are, the louder the voices. Everyone is looking forward to the truth coming out soon. Thank you for watching my channel. See you in the next videos. Thanks.